We're at qualifying time for the F1 Clash Formula 1 Dutch Grand Prix. We've got Kevin Magnussen, Zeno and Spectrum all boosted this week. Let's have a look what we're running first of all. Sonoda, and we're going to try Zhou Guanyu because we don't have Kevin Magnussen unlocked at this stage. This is a car as well, looking pretty good, looking a bit better with M10% too. And we're going to get into qualifying. Week 6 of the F1 Clash Community Championship with Zandvoort, Baku, Bahrain and Zandvoort again all to come. So let's see what we can do, see what points we can put on at the table as well, with race 1 coming from Zandvoort. Now sadly you can see we are at Baku, and that is because yet again for some reason we get an error when it comes to recording. I've done a software update now on the phone, so hopefully that sorts it out, but very, very frustrating. So sorry that we can't bring you back. Hopefully we get Zandvoort again in the last race. The good news was 45 points, I think it was, in the very first race. Our problem we're finding is Zhou Guanyu has an okay qualifying stat, has a very poor race start. So Sonoda, expect him to push straight past here. It will be a fast start this time. In Zandvoort, it was average. So that's going to help us. Hopefully we can squeak up the middle here. Oh, Zhou Guanyu getting up to P9. And then we're going to keep pushing. This is where you want to push in this section, because you can usually make some places. And already we're on the back of Stroll and the Ferrari ahead of Carlos Sainz. There we go, P6, P9. Going to keep pushing all the way to the straight. Can we get the Ferrari and the McLaren? Yes, we can, up to P4, and we'll conserve with Sonoda looking at the back of the Ferrari as well. Down the straight we go. P4, P8. We've got P3 and P2 ahead. We're going to do the same again. We're going to push. Slower tyres, potentially, medium and hards. Want to get past them ASAP, and we are. Job done. We'll cut down Sonoda as well. So we'll come in this lap with Zhou Guanyu. Good solid start to this race. And the leader should pit as well. Leader carries on. Very laggy this. I have to keep an eye on this and hope that we survive through. Sonoda's on the back of them. I can't select pit. That's going to annoy us. It's a bit very, very jolty. But let's see what we can do. Zhou Guanyu surely past Leclerc. Job done. What about past Alonso? Fresher tyres coming in handy. With Yuki Tsunoda trying to get the Red Bull here. Does so as well. P2. And we'll come into the pits. Good work. Zhou Guanyu will carry on. P1 comes out. What tyres does P1 go on to? Softs. Hopefully we can trigger the pit exit trick this time round. Yes, we can. So it's looking okay for now. We're going to push a little bit just to close that gap. Sonoda we've got up until P5. And we should be able to come back at this Mercedes maybe a bit later on, depending on what tyres they go for. But in we come. Our last stop was Zhou Guanyu. Sonoda will carry on and will get himself into a decent position here. This could be pretty good if we can get there. Zhou Guanyu P3. Sonoda P2. We'll come back for some softs. What's the gap out front? 12 seconds. We're not going to surely close that gap anytime soon. Sonoda could 7.6, but Hamilton's really going for it. Stretching them tyres. The only thing we can do is we can start to push with Zhou Guanyu. See if we can close the gap. But at 13.6, that's going to be pretty tough. Sonoda comes out as well. Let's just push Zhou Guanyu. That's not the Mercedes, is it? Oh, Mercedes has pitted early then. So he did 3 laps the first time round. He's now come back out doing a 3-2-2. Can we catch? Well, it's going to be very tough. We might be on to the old 45 points yet again. But we're trying. We're trying to close it. It's just not close enough right now. Is there any points left in? We can see the Mercedes. We can smell the fuel burning from the back of the car. Don't think the mediums have got the pace. Maybe we should have started the push with Tsunoda earlier. But it doesn't matter. We're going to take 45 points again here in Baku. And it's another good race. Hopefully you've been able to see this one as well. But P2, P3, 45 points. And successful two-stop in Baku. Let's try our luck at Bahrain then. So it seems if we get a good matchup, then Zhou Guanyu will get a decent start. A poor matchup, Zhou Guanyu will get an average start. So swings and roundabouts with that one. But let's see what he gets this time around. P13 for Zhou Guanyu. That's more what I want from himself. And luckily, this time, we've got it. Herald and Cuppa we're going to go for. Going to try and do both with a 3-3-2. Now, we might have to switch to a 2-3-3 if Yuki gets right behind Zhou Guanyu. So, come on. Here we go. And fast start as expected with Zhou. Yuki expect to start making up the positions now. And look at that. Zhou Guanyu first corner into P6. Can he make up some more ground? Red Bull there for the taking. Not quite. Going to cut Yuki down. We're going to protect him a little bit. Let's see if we get him past a couple of places. So P5 and P9. See if we can get past K-Mac. Not quite. Oh, no, not quite. As we are right behind him now. 26 degree track temperature. As we have to hold off Max Verstappen. Very difficult to do so. We can see the cars in front. Mediums and softs. So they're not pulling away too far at the moment. We can see Tsunoda there. He's not far behind. Now I'm going to pit early here because I want to start using Tsunoda. So a nice early pit stop, bit of a risk. You could argue, but it's what we're here for. Bit of risk taking. And we're out with Zhou Guanyu. Nice early push needed. Tsunoda, P6. So, can Zhou Guanyu get past these cars ahead? Goes for the outside, takes Stroll. Can we take Russell as well? Yes, we can. Good move. Tsunoda, you can see up to P5. With Zhou Guanyu coming down the final straight now. Who is on the better strategy? At the moment, Zhou Guanyu is going to make up some positions. Yuki Tsunoda vitally gets ahead of the Aston Martin. Oh, not quite. We're going to have to push and try and get past him quickly. Job done already. P8. P6, P8. What do we got ahead? Mediums all pitting. Let's try and just boost a little bit. Use a bit of tyre up, but it might help us close that gap. Zhou Guanyu comes around one more time. And look at that, he's into P2. Tsunoda, bang there. Can he get ahead of the Ferrari? Yes, he can, up to P4. Now, I'm thinking we're going to go me softs here. What we've got ahead, mediums will pit again as well. So we're just going to try and push the end of this stint. We don't need to service. Just make a nice quick pit stop. You can see there, Zhou Guanyu right behind Lando Norris. Not for much longer, he's in the pits. And where's Zhou Guanyu going to come back out? Can he keep ahead of the Ferrari? Oh, not quite, but he can get ahead of the Perez. That's a lifesaver. We get Zhou Guanyu quickly into P5. Having a look at P4 already. Can we switch him through the inside? Yes, we can. P4. Great moves. Is this on our way to some good points? We'll have Sonoda into the pits now. Norris carries on out front. And Sonoda finds himself in P5. We have got 10 seconds to Norris. We need to close that gap, or he's going to jump us in the pits with both cars. Now is the time to push. What is the gap now? 9.1. It's coming down. But is it going to come down enough? We're going to try, and you can see the McLaren's still in the pits at the moment. Got K-Mag right behind Sonoda, but we do come out P1, P2 for the last lap. McLaren's surely going to come back at us, but we've got a 3-second gap. And this could be a much needed 47-pointer in the bank. We're looking good. McLaren just got past K-Mag now of Lando Norris versus K-Mag, and we are going to come home to complete a 1-2 finish from down the grid. It's Zhou Guanyu picking up first place. Yuki Tsunoda coming home in P2. Yeah, we're back. 47 points in Bahrain. So, we're back with Zandvoort. First time you've seen this after our another failure to record in race number 1. But we've got you a Zandvoort this time round, and at the moment it's a wet qualifying. So let's see how we stack in the wet. P13, P16. Dry or wet race? Oh, we've got a bit of fun coming by the look of it. So, Sonoda and Zhou Guanyu, we're going to start. We could have probably gone mediums. We've got a real player as well. Let's test our ability versus a real player. And let's see what happens. Be very interesting to see what strategy they use and what time this rain comes in. 1 minute till the rain. So, looking pretty good from a Zhou Guanyu perspective. We should get beat by Yuki Tsunoda. And there's that average start. But it is a real letdown for Zhou Guanyu. And you can see it's just pushed us back. It's not helped our cause one bit. But we've started to, well, I say started, we've just got stuck. Brilliant. So, P14, P15, heavy rain in 40 seconds time. Do we try and do an extra lap? Do we come in early? We can't do 5. As Zhou Guanyu starts to make some ground up. We've got to do one more lap. Is it a 30-second change in weather? Is that what we've got here? Let's find out. Zhou Guanyu, can he get past Perez? Yes, he can. These surely, frost is not going to do much good in the dry, but we can do 5 laps with Zhou Guanyu in the wet. We're going to have to bring him in. We are trying to use as much power unit as we can here, so we don't come out in as much traffic. It is only a minute, and I'm going to bring myself in here. I'm going to leave ourselves out with Sonoda. And this is going to cause some fun, as you can see. But I think it's worth the risk here of coming out on wets, and hopefully we'll start picking up some pieces already. We've got 40 seconds till it's dry. I'm going to bring in Sonoda this lap. I think it's best to get in now. You can see Zhou Guanyu starting to come through the field. Coming through nicely as well. Sadly, we haven't got the power unit to attack, and we can't get past, even though it's 65% rain. So in we come with Sonoda. Bang on 5 laps, so we're okay for tyres. And Sonoda comes back out. Oh, can't get ahead of Gasly, can he? We haven't got loads of power unit, that's our problem. But we're around P17. Rivals still out there on the softs, ran out of tyres as well. Pushing too, so they must be trying to eke out the rain, but I seen it coming. I seen the weather, read that it's changing every minute, and I feel like we're on the best tyre here. Zhou Guan Yu is up to P3. It's going to dry. Rival's still pushing and going round, so not sure what the rival is doing here. What are the rest of the field on? Wets. So we've got in a good position with Zhou Guan Yu. Can't push too much though. Can we get past Verstappen now? We can. What about the Ferrari? Come on, we can surely get the Ferrari. Yes, we can. P7. It's drying out the field though. Wets ahead. We're never going to catch Alonso or K-Mag. On the tyres we've got. We can try and get though. P6 from Lewis Hamilton. Never job done. Any more? I think that's it. I think we're going to be finishing with a 41. Component failure on the rival. We could see that coming. And I don't think we can really catch anybody. We haven't got the tyres for Zhou Guan Yu. And Yuki Tsunoda is a good 7 seconds behind. So a bit of weather fun here in the last at Zandvoort. We're going to just bring this home for 41 points. That's all we can really ask for in the weather conditions with the bad start from Zhou Guan Yu. So the chances are I won't use Zhou Guan Yu round here tomorrow. Or even at the weekend, sorry. But Zhou Guan Yu comes home, P3. That's a great run. And so is it for Yuki Tsunoda. He wouldn't have caught up over 5 seconds on Gasly anyway. But we do take P6. So that is not a bad race. From a very difficult start, we've come away and we've took 41 points at Zandvoort. So we'll take that very much indeed. We'll await the rival to finish. And then we'll check out our scores as they come across the line. And let's take it back to the main lobby. And we've had a pretty good qualifying session. Let's take a look. Pretty happy with that one. So, champion, and so far 178 from 4 races. So yeah, the best qualifying session we've had so far, I think. We had 45 points in race 1, 45 in race 2, 47 in race 3, and then some absolute mad weather in race number 4. Caesar's come home in 41. So good luck to Alfa Romeo. Hopefully you can bring it home for us this week. It was a good qualifying session. Make sure to join my Facebook group, F1 Clash Advice and Guidance, and also the Discord down below in the description. Make sure to join them, and we'll see you for opening round and your strategy guides for the weekend.